Good day, dear patrification of the conference. I am Natalia Tsumarieva, Associate Professor of the Department of Social and Humanitarians, Faculty number 1, Donetsk State University of Internal Affairs, candidate of Psychology Science. Let me present to your attentive a report with a presentation on the topic Conceptual Approaches to the Implementation of Barriers-Free Access to Higher Education for Students with Disabilities at the Donetsk State University of Internal Affairs. I would like to note that our university is one of the largest police university in Ukraine, with the beginning at the war in 2014. He was forced to relocation three times. First from Donetsk to Mariupol, then to Kryvyi Rih, and then in May 2022 to Kropyvnytskiy. The central building of the university in Donetsk came under artillery fire and burned it down completely. All other premises, educational building, special lights classrooms and dormitory were also destroyed as a result of Russian aggression. Not a single room survived. Unfortunately, the entire material and technical base of the university could not be transported. But the most important thing, it is all kids and students continued their studies. We have retained 90% of the total number of employees, and only about 10% are local workers. In 2023, organization and personnel change took place at the university. It included the Lugansk Education of Scientific Institute named after Didorenko. Despite the difficult times, last year admission campaign was almost the most successful in the entire history of the educational institution. We train specialists for pre-trial investigation bodies. Criminal police unites the preventive activities on the national police of Ukraine. In addition, the university trains specialists in the areas of law, law enforcement, economics, public management and administration, and legal psychology. In Ukraine, there is a trend every year in increasing number of people with special education needs seek to obtain higher education. Because of the war, many young people are traumatized, both mentally and physically. That is why we strive for every higher education student at our university to have equal rights and opportunities in access to education. The integration of young people with special needs into educational environment, but also into society helps them acquire professional knowledges, get a profession, self-realization, achieve success in life and further career, and feel like a full get numbers society. The main conceptual approaches to the introduction of barrier-free access to higher education for students with disabilities are outlined on the procedure for accompanied proved assistance to personnel with disabilities and other less mobile population group of the Donetsk State University in Internal Affairs, which the development is compliance with the order of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine on the approval of the national strategy for the creation of the barrier-free space in Ukraine for the period until 2030, Law of Ukraine of Higher Education. The purpose of this order is to create a condition for ensuring the rights and opportunities of personnel with disabilities and other groups with limited mobility in an equal footing with other citizens. Inclusion are heeded, access to university faculties, conversation and comfort of their stay on the territory. The creation of the inclusive education environment and the Donetsk State University of Internal Affairs includes not only a free architectural education communication space in which students with disabilities can safely move, study and communicate, but also methods and technologies of joint learning with other students of education using a personal-oriented approach. Thus, in order to provide support, persons with disabilities and other group of the population with limited mobility press the button to call the staff and the entrance to the university building. At the entrance, the lobby, there is a permanent post of the staff of the education institution with a necessary provides information to persons with disabilities in other group of the population with limited mobility and accompanies with them moved in the educational building and in the courtyard area. Persons with disabilities and other group of the population with limited mobility enjoy them briefly right when aligned to the structural angles of the university. For communicable study at the university, applicants have the right to the use individual technical means, in particular hearing aids, laptop. To ensure the educational process of applicants, the Moodle distance learning platform and other electronics means can be used, on which a set of education materials for the educational components and educational programs is pledged. And today, for example, we not have electrical in some city, for example, our city, so students can every minute come to this Moodle program and learn themselves. For the organization of independent work, applications are given access to the electronic resources of the university library. For applicants with mobility problems, the educational process is organized in educational faculties with barrier-free access. The architectural barrier-freeness of the external and internal space of the university is gradually ensured, taking into account the financial capabilities of the university and the technical capabilities of the architectural adaptation and proofs for the placement of the tessel refice floor, tires along the passages, constructions of ramps, elimination of thresholds, institution of the special hand rails along the steps, ensure the proper width of door, passengers between tables, creation of proper sanitary conditions and equipment of sanitary units. In order to ensure the continuation education of higher education students in accordance with the regulations of the current legislation of the university has equipped temporary shelters for a comfortable stay of them during a massive threat. Some of them are equipped with elevators. There is also a group of psychological and pedagogical support for students with implemented in the form of individual consultation, training and reflection classes by university psychologists. Law enforcement agencies play a key role in mounting standards. They ensure the safety and protection of every citizen, regardless of their nationality, gender, age, religion, or physical ability. University constantly holds conference roundtables, trainings of the implementation of European standards of the anti-discrimination legislation of Ukraine, protection of diversity and tolerance, successful communication with persons with disabilities and complex limitations. Currently, many defense of returns from the front, and unfortunately, some of them are the ones who need the service of inclusive driving schools due of the corresponding injuries during military operation. As part of the First Lady of Ukraine, Olena Zelenska, Without Barriers, the only driving school for people with disabilities in the Kirovograd region, was opened on the basis of the Donetsk State University of Internal Affairs inclusive facilities and special education program adapted to the needs of people with disabilities have been developed for students. We only have only one this school in our region. So the peculiarity of study students with disabilities in an integrated team is them perceiving them as equals, the some regulations and placed of them by the university as on other student. In an integrated group, it is impossible to slow down the pace of the lecture, reduce the number of pairs and their duration, lively of reduce of the volume of educational material, because this reduces the quality of professional training. Therefore, it is possible to compensate for functional limited of affect the quality of education of students with disabilities and provide the necessary support only by implementing conceptual approach to the implementation of barrier-free access to higher education in university setting. We have determined the following priority direction for the future implementation of inclusion of Donetsk State University of Internal Affairs. The use in the education process of the most accessible methods and methods of communication for students of open education, including Ukrainian sync language, relief, dotted font braille, adapted text, and exams with the involvement of relevant specialty and pedagogical workers. Development of individual study plans of students taking into account the recommendation of the individual rehabilitation program of the Conceptual of the psychology and pedagogical assessment of development. Creation of our electronic audio and video textbooks and training aids. Search for the implementation of new models of inclusive education based on best global experience. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.